Okay, guys, we are live. It is Tuesday night, and I am looking forward to a big, big game in just over 24 hours' time. It is, of course, the second leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Wow, wow, wow. I cannot wait. We're going to have a few people in the green room. I can see Ivan Jennings has just popped in, so I'll let you in a second, Ivan. I think Keith might be in if he can wing it. And I know Jack Mack NFC will be in at some stage too. But we've a lot to talk about. As I say, it's Liverpool Madrid tomorrow night. Wow. Helen Raybold is in the chat as usual. Ivan, I'm going to bring you in. How are you?
Good evening. How are you doing?
Well, what a big one tomorrow night to look forward to, isn't it? I mean, it's a big...
I was thinking about it earlier. Like, where do you start from the lineups to the...
Yeah,
the approach?
I think it's well, obviously we don't have a crowd. The crowd's going to be a huge loss at Anfield. I mean, we all know what happened in the Dortmund comeback. We all know what happened in the Barcelona comeback, of course, one of the best games in history. We won't have that tomorrow night, so it's going to be a different game. But I think the lineup is important, and I think the first minute getting stuck into them. Don't be afraid. Just get stuck in them. Go for it. Go for it. There's a chance we won't be in the Champions League at all next season. Let's think about it.
We talked about
that.
There
is a serious chance. So
you look at the Barcelona match. Barcelona went right at us, even at 3-0 up. They could have been 5-0 up in 10 minutes at Anfield. Madrid are just going to sit. Do you know? So it's going to be all for us to have a go. And does he play Fabinho at centre back? Who does he put in the midfield? Does he go for it for fear of going another one down? Because if they concede early, it's over. It is over. There's no way they're coming back. So
well. Could we get 3-1 in extra time? And the problem is with extra time, it takes a lot out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only problem there. But listen, we've a lot to talk. I see Jack Mack is just in the green room there, so we'll bring Jack in. As I say, Keith might be in later, but there's no panic if he can't make it. Jackie boy.
Evening, lads. Afternoon, everyone. Sorry I'm a bit late, mate.
You're all right. We're only on 2 minutes. On 2 minutes.
Thank you for having me on, mate. Lovely to meet everyone as well.
Do you know Ivan? You never met Ivan.
How you doing, sir? How are you?
Not too bad, matey. I think I have. It was on, was it Doug's podcast? Or it was someone's podcast. I think,
He was on with Doug. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, lad, anyway. Yeah, what a big game, boys.
I can't wait for it, to be honest. As I just said to Ivan there, Jack, there's so many things we can talk about. The lineup, what he'll go with, the formation, what I think, what I'd like him to go with is not what he'll probably go with. We'll talk about it now in a minute, but I think we should risk. I mean, sometimes you have to risk in life to get what you want. The problem is with Klopp, he's not a huge risk taker, is he? I mean, you know, he likes his steady team. He likes playing Monopoly, probably. That's the type of game Klopp likes playing. Maybe chess. You know, he doesn't like taking huge amount of risks. But do you know what I really would like to see? I know it's a bit controversial, but we talked about it in the last 2 or 3 podcasts, and I've been on a few over the weekend. I mean, maybe it's in the back of his mind, but Kabak with Fabinho.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I think it's the only possible way we can keep a clean sheet against them.
Yeah.
I mean, Phillips, you have to think is out of his depth. He'll have to have his A game. We'll have to be a bit lucky. I mean, I think we'll have to be on our A game to beat them tomorrow night. Hope they're on the BRC game and have a bit of luck. I mean, that's the level. That's. Let's be real, guys. They look good against Barca the other night. They beat Barca 2-1. They look really good, especially in midfield.
Today, wasn't it? Like it's how they're playing now, and it's kind of like us under Houllier. Or you look at United to an extent now, or even Spurs. They're strong enough, and they'll just sit, and they're coached brilliantly not to take risks. So when they lose the ball, or if they're under pressure at the back, they boot it, and then they just go back into their 4 and their 4, and it's just don't concede. It's Mourinho-like tactics, and they just stick to the game plan. And I think the longer the game goes tomorrow, if we don't get an early goal or if we concede, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah,
I think the first minute, as Jack, as we know in certain games, I think the first minute, no matter what formation or team he picks, whatever team he thinks he'll think is good enough to beat Madrid anyway. But before we talk formations and things, I just think the attitude's got to be right, guys. The attitude has got to be. It wasn't right in the last game. I don't care what anybody says. The attitude was wrong. Not only did we not play well, but with the wrong attitude. You're never going to win a game with that attitude.
Yeah, you can't even do that in European competition, can you, mate? I know.
You can't do it in a friendly.
No,
you can't do it in a friendly.
It's very rare that we do see that, Dave. I think Jurgen demands a lot from these players, and they've performed over the last 2 to 3 years anyway. And I think integral, a big part of Jurgen Klopp's plan to come tomorrow night is got to be James Milner. I'm sorry, you've got to put him at the heart of Liverpool midfield. He's a player with so many games under his belt. Yeah. And we've watched Liverpool over the last 2-3 years. Jordan Henderson, we know how integral he is to this football club, and I bet you not many people would have said that a couple of seasons back anyway. But James Milner he's got to be at the heart of that midfield. I'd be interested, lads. I don't know what you think. I never want a home. Who the combination at midfield is. For me personally, I'd have to go with James Milner. You need those legs.
Well, I'm going to ask you. I'm actually going to start the team off. I'm actually going to start this pod off, which you usually end it. I'm going to switch it around. I'm actually going to ask you your 11. What you think? What team you think can beat Madrid? And I think the only possible result that we can beat them is 2-0, because I think 3-1 is the other one, which brings it to extra time. Or 3-0, I can't see, or 4-1. So I think 2-0 is possibly the possibility. But to keep a clean sheet, I think this is the team. And I'll ask Ivan next, and then Jack. But this is the team I'd like him to play. I don't think he's going to play it. Alisson in goal, Trent and Robbo, Fabinho with Kabak, Gini, Thiago, Bobby as a 9, and have Jota, Mane, and Salah. Now, it's very attacking and it's risky. I can't see him going for it. What do you think?
So I agree with your back five.
For sure.
And I think the fact that he switched to that formation towards the end of the game and at the weekend would tell you that we need that little bit of Fabinho magic there, because he's been so good at centre half. Now, obviously, you're missing something in the midfield, but for me, it's the 3 in the middle that are the important ones, and this is controversial, right? Thiago, Milner, and Curtis
Jones. Right.
That's exactly who I go over.
He hasn't played in a while, though.
He hasn't played. The only problem. But he hasn't played because he was playing poorly or he was injured. He was actually playing really well when he was playing.
So give me that team again. The same back five I had.
Same back five. Curtis, Thiago, and Milner, and then Jota, Salamane, exactly.
So Bob. Forget about Bobby and maybe bring him on as an impact. Is that what you're saying?
The other thing that I think is probably even more important, and this is a real. You picked up on him not taking risks. He has to make his substitutions quickly. So if it's not working, and in fairness to him, he pulled Keita last week, but I think even quicker than that. If it's not working after 20 minutes and we're being overrun in midfield, or we're not getting it up front, or we need Bobby on, change it quickly, because we do have nothing to lose, But I'm worried.
I'm worried to an extent, but I think, to be fair, we're lucky to get a second go at this. To be sure, boys, we were so poor the other night. It could have been 4 or 5-1. It could have been over. This could have been just an exercise. But what I do want to see, even if we go out, is a performance tomorrow night. No matter what happens, I want them trying not to go out rather than going out to go out. You know what I mean? So, Jack, what do you think? What 11 would you go with?
Yeah, I'd go with what you've already mentioned, the back five. I'd agree with Ivan with his midfield. I think you need that driving force with Curtis. He's got balls. He drives the teams. And there's not many Liverpool players in that midfield. We watched Gini. We know how good he's been over the last couple of years, but that he was so poor in that first leg. There's no beating around the bush.
He was poor at the weekend as well, wasn't he? Yeah. He seemed to kind of move forward, and he had chances to burst on, and he just turned back. He continued to turn back and play it back. And
lethargic. He looked lethargic, yeah. I just see something here from EZ Scotty saying that Curtis didn't train today. Really? I don't know.
I think he might be slightly injured, but things you never know. A 50% Curtis Jones, I think he's got that ability, like we've seen over the last couple of seasons. He's a lad with confidence and he's got ability, and it could make him a man. Really, we've seen Trent come up against Real Madrid in the Champions League at the age of 18. Could make him break players, really. But he's got a bright future at the football club, Curtis. Anyway, so and I've seen a couple of people online, all my mates have mentioned possibly dropping Mane. And possibly play either Shaqiri or just another play Jota, really, because I think Mane, he's not really trust man. He'll turn up tomorrow and bang in an hat-trick, and we'll all love him again. Anyway.
I hope you're right. Anyway. I hope you're right.
He's just been in that first leg. Mane frustrated the hell out of me, especially in that second half when he was getting in those opportunities. They won't sound just a through ball. I know it's so simple, but just get your head up.
The weekend as well. He was the same at the weekend. He kept taking that extra touch or turning inside and like have a shot, play it, or
Yeah, there was a lot of point. There was a lot of pointing, wasn't there? A lot of pointing, like go over there, go over there.
I think he just needs a big rocket up his backside anyway. But I think he'll know himself anyway, and it wouldn't be a typical Mane fashion. He'll turn up tomorrow night. I know he's played a lot of minutes over the last couple of seasons, mate. But it's you can't drop him. But if he plays the way he did in the first leg, I think possibly give Shaqiri a little run out, like he played. Yeah, it was against Barcelona, but he's got that ability, Shaqiri. It's not like we're bringing on a player with not a lot of technical ability. He's very capable.
Like this game is actually going to be like a game of chess, as you say. The most important thing is that we don't concede. It's not even if we score an early goal, because remember, it could be 0-0 with 20 minutes to go. You're still in it, because if you get that goal with 15 minutes, you just need one more. And then the pressure really comes on Madrid. You see what I mean? Whereas you score an early goal, say first 5-10. I know we did it against Barca, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes it's too early to score. And you sit back and then you're saying, geez, we've won more, but you get panicked about letting in a goal, So it's going to be a game of chess tomorrow. It's going to be nervous. If you have a nervous disposition, don't watch it.
And no crowd.
Yeah, that's a big factor, isn't it?
But also that game we played last week, it was like a US friendly tour or something like in Chicago, and there's nobody to. I mean, the pitch as well, the stadium. It's a training stadium.
It's funny. Well, I watched the El Clasico at the weekend. It was something I said to my son. The pitch didn't look the right size, but it's the same dimensions as the Bernabeu. Whatever way the camera angle was put on.
But they have to be. I think if you play professional, Champions League pitch has to be the same, as far as I know. Yeah, metric-wise, has to be within a meter or two. Yeah. People say, "No, it looks tiny." Yeah, it only looks tiny because it hasn't got the big bloody stand wrapped around it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we need to stretch this Real Madrid side. It'd be interesting to see if Liverpool do continue to go out wide. I think we didn't really. We need to suffocate that midfield. It's a lot harder than we say that is, but obviously the technical ability in which the Madrid three have in the centre of the park, very experienced, they played hundreds of Champions League games. But I think if you send the Real Madrid players the other way, I think we didn't do that enough in the first leg. But like we've seen with Barcelona, yes, they weren't a good defensive unit. You know, the likes of Carlos Puyol, as they did back in the day. But I think is it Vasquez? He won't be playing for Real Madrid tomorrow. So Is it Ozzy Bowler or whatever his name is? Right back.
Listen, we're never going to get a better chance. They have a lot of injuries as well. Like, let's be fair here. They have injuries. They have a deep squad. Benzema's the danger man again for me, even though Vinicius Jr. was the fella who actually scored 2 goals. But to be fair, lads, I think we gave them 2 goals. We gave them. You can't give Real Madrid 2 goals. Karius gave them 2 in a bloody final 2018. We gave them another 2.
I think Benzema must play every time he plays Liverpool.
Presence.
But I think you're right, Jack. If we can get them turned, would that mean and we were just too slow? It goes down to we haven't had a great fast start. I can't remember the last time we had a fast start. Yeah. But again, playing to Salah's and Mane's strengths, the ball over the top, catching them out with a quick free kick or a goal kick, or even from one of their corners where they nearly scored last week. That kind of counter attack where they're not set. We didn't do that once, and I haven't seen us do that in a while. That's what we need. Get them turned.
I know it leaves space in behind for Liverpool, lads. Sorry, Dave. It leaves space for Liverpool, but I think yes, we might leave a bit of space, but we're a couple of goals down. So yes, if we do concede, we're gonna have to go for it anyway. Because if they get 1 or 2 goals, we're gonna have to reply quite quick. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah. No, you're okay. I'm just posting to say we're live here on Twitter, trying to get a few people in. You do the same, Jackie boy.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good.
But the thing about it is, look. It's a weird one. The only good thing in for us, the season isn't over, let's say, and the dreaded loss, and we're out. We still have an outside chance to get in to top four league-wise. In the league, we have a chance. We probably shouldn't have a chance there either, Ivan.
I think we do have a chance there, and I think Leicester are probably going to fall away. I can see 2 spots up for grabs, and not just fourth. I think third is up for grabs as well.
Well, what is it? 4 points between third and sixth or something, or seventh?
It's going to be crazy. Yeah. Everton and Everton won't get it. A few words will be Everton mates off, and they are fuming. That game against Brighton was shocking for them, but classic Everton, isn't it?
I was listening to Seamus Coleman today. We played Carragher last night, and he was talking about teams not complaining about having injuries. And Carragher says, "Are you referring to Liverpool there?"
Just give a few shout outs here. Yanks of the Copper in. Great stuff from Yanks of the Copper. You just were on with Callum from Coppish earlier on. So check out Yanks of the Cup on YouTube as well, and Twitter. They're absolutely top. 1892 Reds podcast. Of course, 1892 was the founding year of Liverpool FC. So check them out too. Jade Exley's in. Chris Momboa. I think he's from Brazil. It's great when you're live in it. Brazil, amazing. Australia, everywhere.
Continental.
John Moore. Yeah, intergalactic. John Moore, John Downey, EZ Scotty, Brian Conley. I think he's a big Bowes fan as well, Brian Conley. I just think it's huge. It's absolutely huge tomorrow. Big game tonight. Chelsea Porto's on early, and Bayern.
I'm excited for that Bayern game. I know we're not in it, but it's good to watch a team that you're not involved.
That's an interesting game. I can't see. Well, PSG are the famous bottlers, isn't he? There is a chance they could bottle it, but they really have a good chance of going through. I think it'd be a PSG semi. It's PSG United City semi. Hopefully us Chelsea, but we got to get past Madrid, guys. But just back to it again. I know it's just another controversial thing is Jota better as a substitute coming on last half hour as a go get it sort of a David Fairclough, or is he a starter? I think you have to start him for the fact that he gives us something different, and the fact that Mane is off the pace. Salah will get goals, there's no doubt about it. He'll probably score tomorrow night as well. And Bobby's sort of off it. So that's where you don't have a choice to start. Jota's got to start.
Jack, to your point about maybe starting Shaqiri, because he hasn't been great in the Premiership, but maybe at that slower, more technical type of a game, he could find a pass or whatever,
It's that link in it, mate. The link between the midfield and the attack. Obviously, we haven't seen it since the Crystal Palace game. I was very impressed. That was months ago, but just that we need that bit of ability. That game was perfect because for a couple of weeks now since we've seen that ability on the ball from the attacking players. For me, mate, I don't know how everyone feels. Well, if you do play, as you mentioned there, Dave, how everyone feels. If you play Bobby, I think he is that link between whatever forward you do play, get him dropping in behind, whether that's Casemiro or Modric. He's very good, but he doesn't like going backwards. But yes, he would get in the pocket to Liverpool's midfield anyway. But would you play Bobby and then obviously a Shaqiri, bring Mane on, or I think there'd be a lot of people.
Listen, at least we have a few options. Yeah, at least we have a few bloody options. That's the big plus. That's the only, but that's a bit of a plus. I mean, if we had no options and there was more players injured, we wouldn't be able to even be talking about formations or who you want on the bloody bench or who you want to come off. But I just think tomorrow night, if the fans were there, I'd be a lot more confident, to be fair. I'd actually have us as favourites to go through if the fans were there. Whereas now we're still favourites with the bookies to win the game. I think we're even to win the game. Yeah. Madrid are 5-2. We were favourites for this tie at the very beginning of it when it came out in the draw.
We were so confident last week,
That game knocked us all. I think even
I can't remember the last time I was that confident going into the game.
And then the realization of it, oh shit.
Well, listen, I just think we were really poor now. It wasn't as if Real were brilliant. It wasn't. They were good, but we made them look
a lot better.
We were diabolical. Jota's got to start, says Brian. Sorry, Brian, you're not a Bowes supporter and getting you mixed up with another Brian Conley on Twitter, it must be. But Jota, well, listen, Jota's got to, I suppose, and he probably... You'd fancy him getting one tomorrow night if there was a few goals, wouldn't you? Him and maybe Salah. 1-2 Uniflu, 2-0, baby, beautiful.
Would everyone play? That's very close there. 19-20 for us to win, 5-2 for Madrid.
That's what I'm saying. A 3-1 the draw, I think.
Yeah.
Chat,
how are you?
Would you everyone in chat, let us know. I'm interested, and Ivan and Dave, let us know. Would you play Firmino and then Jota on the left and then Salah on the right?
I'd play. To be honest, I'd say I'd play Mane, Salah, Jota tomorrow night. I mean, I said if I was playing Firmino, he's going to be in behind feeding, and you'd have Thiago with Gini. But I can't see Klopp doing that. It's probably a bit too open. You know what I mean? For Madrid to catch us on the counter, it's a bit too open in the middle. You know the way he likes that tight midfield. I think he probably
needs a big game tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, Robertson's got to step up as well, to be fair. Yeah. Robertson and Trent play well. The team plays well. They're attacks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They feed the front three, bypass the defence. But, I mean, it's huge. If Thiago plays, I mean, I know when he came on, he did okay, but you would have thought this was the reason we signed Thiago for these big games. I mean, he's a world-class player in that position. He's won everything with Bayern Munich. Barca as well, Spanish international. He was 30 on my birthday as well on Sunday. He didn't even say happy birthday to me. He didn't say happy birthday. No one needed to, why, Jack?
We all know that.
At least I got a happy birthday from John Octoberg. Anyway, someone from the club said happy birthday. But I mean, like, it's just... I'm a bit nervous, to be fair, because it's such a big game, and I don't like Madrid just to what they did to us in 2018. I just do not like them. But I think we have a chance. I have a sneaking feeling this is going to go right down to the last few minutes. This is going to be squeaky bum time, injury time job, possibly either way, or do you go through or you go out? You know, one of them. Oh, I'll probably turn off the telly last 10 minutes and watch the fucking thing on now. I was setting up to go live on Saturday for the Villa game, and I was going to do a quick reaction straight after the game. So I was upstairs setting up, and it was 89-90, and it was 1-1, and I was like, "This fucking another draw. That's it. We're going to be talking about it's over. Top four's gone. You know, the Madrid game. The hoodoo's still there. The Anfield hoodoo would have been still there." I'm coming down the stairs to get my earphones. The telly's I have the telly on there in the corner. I was waiting for the final whistle. I look up in the corner. 2-1. And then it's on the replay. It's on the replay. Fucking. And then I get about 16 messages on my phone. Yes, oh, fuck. And the whole podcast changed. You know what I mean? Oh, so that's what football could do for you. 1 goal, 1 win. I think that hoodoo, the Anfield Hex was huge to break in the weekend. Because if we would have been going into this again and the Anfield Hex still wrapped around our necks, would have been an extra hurdle to jump over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going to have to do a Rachel Blackmore in the Grand Nationals. It's going to have to be one of them epic type things. It's going to have to be another one of those Barces, another one of those Dortmunds, because we're the underdogs really to qualify, not to win the game, but to qualify. But I'm starting to get revved up now. But as this guy is saying, even at 1-0 at half-time, yeah, of course I take 1-0 at half-time. Yeah. But even 0-0 at half-time, lads. Yeah. You know what I mean? It depends on where the flow is going. I mean, if you're hitting shots on hitting crossbars now, and then you go, oh, damn, it's 0-0. We should be ahead here.
We know who's reference for? Your man let a lot go.
Yeah, Fritz. Is it? Yeah, he's out of the basement. Fritzl. He's looking at me.
Is that the referee that was in the first leg, or? I don't know.
He had us. I was looking at a stat the other night. He had us a few times. He had us against Madrid when Madrid hammered us 3-0, I think, at Anfield a few years ago, if you remember that game. I think he's had us 6 times, but we're sort of 50-50 with him. You know the way some referees have great winning record.
Marco
sort of 50-50. Fritz, yeah. Fritz.
Yeah.
I hated that referee that we had in the first. Like, he was so pally with the Real Madrid players and that tunnel. He was getting to me. I was like,
trusting Klopp. I like that Lalu Patel. You're absolutely right. We do trust. Actually, I don't know whether you've seen Klopp's press conference today, the presser. No. He actually looked quietly confident as you know, Doug is in the house. Doug, I might pop you in if you're available. Give me a thumbs up if you want to come in and say hello. But he looked quietly confident, you know, and I suppose he has to be. He's probably saying, well, at least they're not favourites to do it. There's no huge pressure because it is Real Madrid at the end of the day. They've 13 European Cups, you know, in their back pocket. They are the kings of it. So it would be really unbelievable because we'd have Chelsea. Looks like Chelsea in the semi, doesn't it, lads? We'd have a chance against Chelsea. Yeah. So Madrid are probably saying the same thing. I mean, they'd have a chance against Chelsea as well, wouldn't they? Yeah. St. Patrick's Ghost. That's some name, isn't it? I love that. That is a scary name, that. If we keep them locked out, Dave, we have every chance, says St. Patrick's Ghost. Say a prayer for St. Patrick, and we might get through tomorrow night, baby. I'm at work, sadly, says Doug. Every little helps, Doug. Every little helps, baby. So,
good shift, lad. Yeah.
What?
Just saying that hopefully he has a good shift. He waits and
have a good shift, yeah. But the other thing about it is England's opened up slightly. I'm wondering, will there be a few people on Anfield Road tomorrow night? I'm not condoning it now, but I'm just saying.
Well, I saw a video from Concert Square there from yesterday.
I see. They're all out drinking. Oh my God. Yeah. I think they're going to have a crowd issue tomorrow night.
Yeah. There'll definitely be fans outside the ground, yeah.
A lot of those be blocked off, though, doesn't it, Jack? A lot of those be
depends on. He probably took precautions, whether they've.
I'd say they just listen to this podcast. I'd say fairly well. See, you missed that. The bus driving in.
Yeah, it's
the atmosphere.
Right, yeah.
But even for a league game, I'm not on about a big Champions League quarter final night. I'm on about a bloody Fulham at home, a Burnley at home. They're the games we lost. There's no atmosphere. You know what I mean? They should have just had me in Anfield shouting. Yeah, should have me in Anfield. Me in Anfield shouting.
City at home, aren't they? They got no fans in the stadium, so they're at home anyway. So that's how they're winning games of football. So they're used to it. But yeah, I'm hoping eventually, obviously, Everton being safe and Klopp next season, we do eventually see fans back into the stadium, and hopefully we do get Champions League football this season, because it will be massive.
Well, it's massive for the club. It's massive for the stature of the club. I mean, we are basically, that's what I'm saying. We live for. It's in our DNA. European Cup, Champions League, whatever you want to call it. I mean, people forget we were in 2 other finals since 2005. 2007, we got beaten by Milan. Unluckily in that game, actually. We played better in that game than we did in 2005. And then we got beaten in 2018, which we actually played okay and nearly better than we did in 2019. So you actually lose some European Cup finals. You don't play well, you win, and you play well and you lose. So tomorrow night could be one of them. Play actually terrible and you win, and you go through.
I'm just hoping tomorrow night, boys. Like, I get messages off you tomorrow night after the first half of 4-0 up, or like we just went absolutely ham on them. Well, that's it.
Do you know what? I'd be more worried at 4-0 up at half time. Because then you're on a high.
4-0 half time.
Then you're on a high if you went out.
So down and end up headbutting them all and changing him or something again.
1-0 or 0-all at half time, I'd take. 4-0 up, you'd be like, oh, Jesus. And then going out. But I will see. I can't see that happening. But you never know. Do you know what could happen as well in football? An early sending off, a penalty. You're down to 10 men. Yeah. They're down to 10 men, and they're a goal down. I know it didn't happen for Leeds and City the weekend. I mean, I don't know how the hell that happened. That's other side of the coin. That was unbelievable.
Just need a bit of luck in this tie, mate, as well. There's a couple of times in that first, there's a couple of ricochets. Jürgen talked about after the game. Liverpool were not getting the second and third balls. I think if Liverpool start getting those second and third balls, that's when, obviously the pressing comes and the intensity really comes from. Now it's up to the players.
Chances as well.
Yeah, we did.
When Jota went in and Mane went in, and they cut a shot or they played a pass, and they were on the edge of the 6-yard box. They could have scored there. There was chances.
Yeah. That was 2-1, wasn't it, mate? And then he just hits on the camera.
I thought when Salah scored to make it 2-1, I says, here we go now. Even 2-1, 2-1, good result in Europe. 3-1 isn't a disaster. I was more worried would they get a fourth, because fourth would have been a disaster. 3-1 in Europe is a 2-0. It's not end of the world, but that extra goal. It was like that Barcelona game when Barca were 3-0 up and your man went through. He should have scored to make it 4. Remember that? And you could see Messi falling on the ground because he knew that was the clincher. 4-0. It's 4-0. Yeah, Dembele. What a chance he had. So that's how important it is. But play Adrian on your wins is this lunatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. But now listen, it's going to be a nervy game. So if you have a nervy disposition tomorrow night, guys, I suggest you don't watch the bloody game or turn it off till half time or don't watch the second half. But I just can't wait. Jack, what do you think? What do you think Madrid will do? What do you think Madrid will do? Will they sit back and say, listen, we're 3-1 up, we're protecting it? Or do you think they'll say, listen, we're a top side. They had a good win against Barca the weekend. Liverpool have a few injuries at key positions. Yeah. Let's go and try win it. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think they'll do?
It's going to be an interesting tactical battle. We've already discussed both sides, really, but I think they will come to defend. I don't think they've got to attack us, really. I think they will obviously look for Vinicius Jr. Cause Liverpool a lot of problems in that first leg. Yeah. If Trent is going further forward, Liverpool will inevitably, if we do get 1 or 2 goals, leave spaces in behind. But that's the beauty of football, really, and try and turn, as I said, to the top of the show, Madrid the other way. But there's always going to be a threat to Karim Benzema. He's been on remarkable form this season. As long as we don't bowl the ball out to him or kick it out to him, I think it'll be an interesting battle. But I think they will look to hit Liverpool on the counter-attack. Yeah. They'll look at the Atletico Madrid game last season, the way in which they just come with 2 banks of 4, and then 2 banks of 5 and just soaked it up, mate. And then because Liverpool get frustrated, this Liverpool side does get frustrated. And when we've watched over the last couple of months, we've watched the games and we've not got many players that can really get on the ball, as we were mentioned before. Curtis Jones is one of those types of players that has the bottle to really get the ball and turn a man. There was too many players in that first leg that got the ball and passed it backwards and sideways. I think you'll see tomorrow night what Liverpool players want to stand up and be counted for, and really want to give this game a good go in anyway.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Jack. I would be happy if they give a performance, even if they got beaten. But if they look like they're going to say to ourselves, lads, this is a big game. Let's do something here. Let's try win it. Let's try win it. Even if they do that, I'd be confident for the last few games in the league in the season. You know what I mean? And even if they won the game or drew the game and didn't qualify, it'd give us something to bring in to the last 7-8 games in the league. But if we won and went through, say 2-0 or 4-1 or whatever it is, or extra time penalties, oh my God. Because we don't play Leeds until Monday week. It's a Monday night football. So if you're nice rest, lads, if you want to bring it to extra time and penalties, we're all right. We have till Monday week, which would be another great game, Leeds away.
Obviously, with penalties, lad. No.
I take it. I'll take penalties. Would you penalties now? I'm giving you penalties tomorrow night. Yes or no?
Yeah.
That means we've got 3-1. I'm absolutely taking penalties.
50 chance in it. Yeah, 50-50 chance. So
the only way it can be penalties is if you beat them 3-1. Has to be 3-1. Yeah.
But it all comes from the intensity, doesn't it, lad? Like,
do you know what I do if we got penalties? I take Alisson off, put Adrian in. Just for the penalties.
But he resurrects his career after
that. Carry us back
to the Champions League. No. Adrian's quite good at penalties, so wouldn't surprise me.
That's what I mean.
It was a dodgy one at the weekend he let in though, wasn't it?
This is another question I was just about, before we finish up. What are your thoughts on Alisson? Now, I don't want to be too hard on him. His dad passed away as well. I'm sure his head isn't 100% there. But I don't think he's been right for the last few months. I'm talking about even this season, even the back end of last season. He does have the odd howler in him, doesn't he?
I think if you looked at every single player in the squad, somebody's had something. And I just want to write this season off, give them the 2 months break, come back fresh, lads, because you've done it for the past 3 seasons, Alisson included, and we start again. Because little mistakes, tiredness, Trent, he's had an awful time. And I think
on social media as well. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm writing the season off. Even if we win the Champions League, just scratch it.
We win the Champions League and then scratch it. Just say,
It'd be brilliant if we do that. But I mean, just everything that's gone on. Just get all the bad stuff. All the bad stuff. Yeah.
I think they should put an asterisk on the league this season for City. Asterisk on the top corner.
No, sorry, lads. 10 games in.
100% of the season was no one at the ground, whereas Liverpool, there was only about 90% of the season. There was 90% of the time people were there, But no, listen, I know what you're saying. We've had it. It's been a surreal season. We will remember this season forever because
the injuries alone, like losing 4 centre-backs, 5 centre-backs, your captain.
Losing midfielders that were playing centre-back, you know what I mean? Fuck's sake.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's an important season in the window for Liverpool, but I think Aaron's spot on. I think whatever happens tomorrow night, we all love this team. We love our players. And I think you need a bit of respite, even if you need to, once they're allowed to fly, if you need to go to Ibiza, once you've had the vaccines and that, allow them.
You're a bit ahead of us, Jack. You're a little bit ahead of it. You're about 3 months behind you, for God's sake.
Yeah, no, just you know what social media can be like anyway. The reaction's silly, some people, but we're proud of these lads. Whatever happens tomorrow, if they win, they lose, we're not going to stop supporting them. We love every single one of them.
I'm not saying stop supporting them. I'm just saying,
I'm not saying that. But I just
we still have energy. We still have some energy. We have 2 chances here. Tomorrow night's 1 chance to get into the semi and have a chance of winning number 7. It's not a great chance, but it's a chance. And the next chance is, of course, the league. We've decent games to play. Like Leeds away is going to be a tough game. That's what people are thinking there. That's a tough game. But we've another chance because everybody else is dropping points all over the shop. So we've 2 chances. Let's go for the chances. Let's even try get them. And if we don't get them, at least we tried. That's the way I'd look at it. And then you can look back over the season.
I really do.
Yeah, we do in the league. In the league, you mean?
Yeah, I think Leicester will fall away.
What happened with Leicester? A lot of the players went for a party or something.
Madison and a couple of them went out and broke COVID rules, so we dropped them. So
yeah, he's a real but we all know about Rodgers when he was at Liverpool. Yeah, he is a disciplinary. He's an old school, like his teacher. He's an old school teacher, basically. Yeah, without the letter in his hand.
Don't mention that TV series ever again, the envelopes. Remember that on channel? Was it Channel 5 or something? Whatever that was.
Listen, guys, I'm not going to stay on long because we all want to get our eyes on the other two quarters that are on. But just before we go, I'm going to ask you for a prediction for tomorrow night, right? I want your goal scorers and your score. If you don't want to say it, doesn't matter. I'm going to go 2-0. Mo Salah and Jota. Liverpool to go through then on the away goals, of course, it'll be 3-3. I'm just hoping and dreaming that happens. What do you think, Ivan?
2-0, Salah with 2.
Whoa. To get the revenge. The revenge.
He always does. He will be the man tomorrow night.
Salah. Jackie boy?
You don't hate me. I'm going to go 4-0 Liverpool. Got to be positive. I'm going to be positive.
That is positive.
So whatever happens tomorrow, be positive. I think if Liverpool and the lads, and we get the reaction which we want, these lads are capable. So we're rounded, very good side. But I'm going to be positive. All flowing, the football flowing, and Liverpool get back into that Champions League semi-final. But 4-0, Salah and Mane to shut me up and score a hat-trick. Go ahead.
Oh, fuck yeah, here we are. Twilight Zone stuff there. Do you remember the Rodgers and Sterling incident?
Oh, yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Anfield Lark, Lalu Patu, North Red. Thank you very much for coming in, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Jade Exley, Doug came in for a while, St. Patrick's Ghost, Helen Raybold, 1892 Reds podcast. Who else were in? The Yanks of the Copper in. Brian Connolly was in. So many people were in. There's another Chelsea fan in, by the way, and I can't pronounce it.
Josh.
Josh, is it? Josh with a V. Yeah. Right, guys. I'm going to do a reaction straight after the game tomorrow night. I'm just hoping I'm smiling. You're smiling. I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe.
See you later.
Let's go, Reds. Let's go. This means more. Cheers.